Hello, little dreamers. I'm Sunny, the brightest star around. Today, we're going to share a special story about Starry-Eyed Stanley, a little star with big dreams.
Hello, friends. I'm Saturn, the planet with the coolest rings. Stanley's story is filled with giggles and wisdom from all the amazing things he discovers in space. Pay close attention. There are some important fun lessons waiting for you.
Hi everyone, I'm Luna, Earth's moon. As Stanley learns to shine his brightest, I'll help show you the pictures from his story while we listen to his adventures. Feel free to follow along with your Starry-Eyed Stanley book from home. If you don't have one, that's okay too. Now, let's get set for adventure. Starry-Eyed Stanley, the little star who dared to dream, by James Christopher.
Yay!
Far, far away in space, there was a little star named Stanley. He lived in a sparkly cloud of dust surrounded by other stars. But Stanley wasn't like the others. He didn't just want to twinkle, he wanted to shine the brightest. He wanted to be a star that everyone looked up to and said, "Wow!" One night, when the sky was super clear and dark, Stanley looked up at all the stars. He wished so hard that he could be the brightest one of all. Suddenly, a wise old comet who was zooming by with its long, glowing tail heard Stanley's wish. "Don't worry, little guy," the comet said with a wink. "Dreams are like stars. They might seem far away, but if you try hard enough, you can reach them." Stanley's eyes got really big. He knew it would be a long trip, but he was ready for anything. Stanley was born in a beautiful cloud of gas and dust like the Carina Nebula. It's where lots of stars are made. First, Stanley met a giant gassy planet named Jupiter. Jupiter was always laughing and loved to tell silly jokes. "Hey there, little star," Jupiter said in a big, booming voice. "Why did the sun go to school? To get brighter." Stanley giggled. Jupiter's jokes were so funny. "I want to be the brightest star in the whole galaxy," Stanley said, puffing out his chest. Jupiter gave him a big smile. "You're doing great so far," he said. "Just remember, the most important thing is to believe in yourself and never give up." Stanley smiled back. He was so happy Jupiter believed in him. This awesome picture of Jupiter was taken by the super powerful James Webb Space Telescope. It can see special light that our eyes can't, revealing amazing details like swirling storms and colorful clouds. Next, Stanley met a moon that was going around a planet with big rings. The moon was humming a fun song, and its voice sounded like sparkly dust. "Hey, do you know what kind of music planets like?" the moon asked, with a twinkle in its voice. Stanley thought for a minute, then said, "Neptunes?" The moon laughed so hard that it shook all over. "You're really smart, little star," the moon said, sounding impressed. "Remember, music can make everyone feel happy even if they're far, far away." Stanley smiled. He knew that music, just like starlight, could make even the darkest places feel a little bit brighter. Look up at the night sky. See that big, round, shiny thing? That's our moon. It's like a giant ball of rock that goes around the Earth. Sometimes it looks like a full circle, other times it's just a sliver. And if you look closely, you can see lots of bumps and craters on it. Those are from when rocks from space crashed into the moon a long, long time ago. Cool, huh? Next, Stanley met the sun, the biggest and brightest star in our solar system. The sun was so hot and powerful that its light reached all the way across the galaxy. "Hello there, little star," the sun said in a warm, sunny voice. "How do you cut the sun's hair?" "He clips it." Stanley giggled. The sun's joke was so silly. "I wish I could shine as brightly as you someday," Stanley said, looking up at the sun with wide eyes. The sun smiled warmly. "Remember, little star," it said, "the brightest light comes from inside you. Let your own special light shine, and you'll light up the whole galaxy." Stanley nodded. The sun's advice was so helpful. Look Look at this amazing picture of the sun. It's like a giant ball of fire, and it's got a super bright spot on the side. That bright spot is called a solar flare, and it's like a big explosion on the sun. Stanley kept traveling through space and met a strange creature with 3 eyes. It was an alien from a faraway galaxy, and it was super smart and loved riddles. "Hello, little star," the alien said, blinking all 3 of its eyes at the same time. "What do you call an alien with 3 eyes? An alien?" Stanley laughed. The alien was so silly. "I'm on a mission to be the brightest star," Stanley told the alien. The alien nodded its head wisely. "Remember, little star," it said, "the more you learn, the brighter you'll shine. Keep looking for new things to discover." Stanley thanked the alien for its help. He was excited to learn even more about the universe. Zoom in. This incredible picture, also from the James Webb Space Telescope, shows tons of tiny dots. Each dot is a whole galaxy, far, far away. Just imagine, could there be aliens living on planets in those galaxies? Stanley's journey took him to a bunch of tiny things called atoms. Atoms are like super small Legos that make up everything in the universe. They were always getting into mischief. "Hey, Stanley," one of the atoms buzzed. "Why don't scientists trust atoms?" Stanley thought for a second, then said, "Because they make up everything." The atoms giggled and wiggled, their energy making the whole place shake. "You're so funny, little star," one of the atoms said, sounding really impressed. "Remember, even tiny things can do big things. Never forget how amazing you are." Stanley smiled. He was starting to feel braver and braver with every new friend he met. The pillars of creation are made of lots of tiny pieces, like a giant puzzle. And those pieces are always moving, so the pillars are always changing shape. It's like building with blocks that keep dancing around. Next, Stanley met a real-life astronaut. Astronauts are brave people who travel in spaceships to explore outer space. This astronaut loved telling space jokes. "Hey, Stanley," the astronaut said over his radio. "What did the astronaut say when he bumped into the moon?" "I apologize," Stanley giggled. The astronaut's joke was out of this world. "You're going to do amazing things, little star," the astronaut said, cheering Stanley on. "Remember, there's no limit to what you can do. Keep reaching for those stars, and you'll be the best star you can be." Stanley thanked the astronaut for his kind words. He was ready to keep going and reach for his dreams. Look at this cool picture. It's a selfie taken by a spaceship that went all the way to the moon. See that little blue marble in the background? That's our Earth. It looks so tiny from way out there.
Remote activation.
Stanley zoomed through space and met a meteoroid, a big rock that was flying super fast. Meteoroids sometimes make beautiful streaks of light in the sky. "Hey, Stanley," the meteoroid called out. "Where do astronauts park their spaceships?" Stanley thought for a second, then shouted back, "At a parking meteor!" The meteoroid laughed and its whole body lit up. "You're so funny, little star," the meteoroid said. "Remember, laughing is the best way to keep going, even when things get tough." Stanley smiled. He knew that laughter, just like starlight, could make anyone feel better, no matter where they were in the galaxy. In the middle of August, the sky puts on a super cool light show called the Perseid Meteor Shower. It's like a fireworks show, but with streaks of light instead of colors. It's the best meteor shower of the whole year. Stanley's next friend was a snowman. Can you believe it? A snowman in space. He was shivering and shaking because it was so cold out there. "Hey, Stanley," the snowman chattered. "What do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire?" "Frostbite." Stanley giggled. Even though the snowman was cold, his joke was pretty cool. "You're really smart, little star," the snowman said, happy to have a friend. Remember, even when it's super cold, being kind and friendly can warm anyone's heart. Stanley smiled. He knew that being nice to others, just like his starlight, could make anyone feel better, even if they were frozen. Neptune is a big blue planet that's really, really far away from the sun. It's so cold out there that Neptune is made of icy stuff, like a giant snowball in space. It also has super strong winds, way faster than any winds on Earth. A snowman would probably love to live there. It's his kind of weather. Stanley kept traveling and met a cow floating in space. The cow was really friendly and loved anything made with milk. "Hey, Stanley," the cow mooed. Why did the cow go to space? "To see the Milky Way," Stanley giggled. The cow's joke was utterly funny. "You're a smart one, little star," the cow said, sounding really proud. Remember, if you're curious about something, ask questions. You'll discover all sorts of amazing things. Stanley thanked the cow for the great advice. He couldn't wait to see what else he could find in space. The Milky Way is our galaxy, a giant swirl of billions of stars, dust, and gas. It looks like a big splash of milk spilled across the night sky. Stanley flew on and found a bunch of planets, all different colors, dancing around their own stars. These planets love to have parties. "Hey, Stanley," one of the planets called out. "How do you organize a space party?" Stanley thought for a second, then shouted back, "You planet!" All the planets laughed and twirled, their colorful surfaces shining with happiness. "You're so funny, little star," one of the planets said, sounding really impressed. Remember, life is a party. Don't forget to have fun even when things get tricky. Stanley smiled. He knew that being happy, just like his starlight, could make even the darkest places feel a little bit brighter. The Tarantula Nebula, a star-studded party. Imagine a space party with colorful streamers and balloons made of glowing gas. That's the Tarantula Nebula. It's not a real spider, but a giant cloud where new stars are born, like little firecrackers lighting up the dance floor. It's super colorful and exciting, showing us that the universe is always changing and growing. Stanley's journey through space had been amazing. He'd seen fiery suns, icy planets, and learned something special from each one. Jupiter taught him about laughter, the moon about music, the sun about inner light, and the wise alien about the power of knowledge. One day, Stanley came across a beautiful, colorful cloud in space, the Southern Ring Nebula. A wise old star explained that this nebula was made by a star that had reached the end of its life. Stanley felt his own light growing brighter. He realized that being the brightest star wasn't just about shining the most light. It was about sharing your light, making others smile, and learning as much as you can. The brightest stars, he knew, are the ones that shine from the inside. Time flew by, like a shooting star zooming across the sky. Galaxies twirled and danced, and Stanley's light kept twinkling, bringing joy and laughter to everyone in space. Stanley's silly jokes and funny puns, the ones he told his new friends on his journey, became super famous. They traveled all across space, echoing through colorful clouds of gas and dust, and whispering among the rocky asteroid belts. Even though Stanley's light wasn't as bright anymore, his happy spirit and the sound of his laughter still filled the universe. It was like the beautiful, soft glow of the Crab Nebula, reminding everyone of a star that once shone super bright. Stanley showed everyone that even the smallest light can make a difference that lasts forever and ever. And so, our story about Starry-Eyed Stanley ends. But his light is still shining, not just in the stars far away, but in the twinkle in your eye and the laughter in your heart. Remember, just like Stanley, you have a special light inside you. You can shine brightly, share your laughter, and make the world a happier place. So go out there, reach for the stars, and never stop dreaming. Because in this big, wonderful universe, every little twinkle, every giggle, every dream is important, just like you. Thank you for following along with us. We hope you enjoyed the sweet story of Starry-Eyed Stanley. You can find this and over 100 other books written by James Christopher at Amazon.com and all other places books are sold.